The fact is, a general understanding of the markets is essential.
Yes, you see, it guarantees that your investments reach their full potential.
So, if you're sitting comfortably, we hope you will forgive it if we start at the beginning with what's known as the derivative.
We hope you will forgive it if we start with the derivative. We hope you will forgive it if we start with the derivative. We hope you will forgive it if we start with the derivative.
Sorry, couldn't resist it. Derivatives are monetary instruments. That puts it very neatly. But unlike stocks and shares, the actual value comes from something else completely. The value of derivatives derive, you see, from value underlying, and are often used to lessen risk for speculators selling and or buying. Now, value can be notional or market, and these values never meet. In addition, only market value gets recorded on the balance sheet. Oh, and a sell is not a sell, it's called a put, just as a buy is called a call. And thus, anything you call, you better put before the prices start to fall.
Oh, the markets, the dollars and the dimes. How lucky we all are to live in interesting times. The markets, it takes a lot of skill to make your lifetime savings worth absolutely nil.
So there you have it, derivatives in a nutshell. Any questions? Nope. Good. Moving on to another subject, which has been much in the news of late. And Adele has made a lifetime study of this. Adele, would you give us short selling?
My pleasure. Yes. But first, I must ask, are there any bankers in tonight? It's funny how nobody ever owns up these days. Short selling is another term which many people find a bit confusing. You could say it's a way of losing money without actually losing. Say let's call me A, acquire some futures at a price that's rather high. Then we'll call you B, will ask to borrow them without explaining why. Thus, B acquires A's futures which he doesn't own and sells them at a loss. The market's panic, prices plunge, but B is calm and doesn't give a toss. Since B will now repurchase them at half the price when A will get them back. And B then trousers all the profit from the loss and ends up in the black.
Oh, the markets are not for the faint-hearted. A fool and his investments are very quickly parted. The markets, we will admit they've thrown us. How curious that many bankers still receive a bonus. Sterling work, Adele.
Thank you.
Well, shall we have a quick Q&A? Was Adele A or was she B? A. Very good. Yes, she was. And did she make a profit or a loss? Yeah. Not so clever now, are we? No, she didn't make a profit or a loss. She simply got back her original investment. You see, the profit was made by B, and that's you. Oh, do try to keep up.
Yes, come along, people. We're getting to the exciting bit now. Liza's going to whisk you through hedge funds, long positions, and that old chestnut arbitrage. Liza.
Thank you, darling. A hedge fund, as its name suggests, will spread the risk to better hedge its bets. They will buy distressed securities from companies who struggle with their debts. In fundamental growth or sector funds, they will opt for long positions. And through many types of arbitrage, they'll build up an array of acquisitions. Now, arbitrage itself as an effective fiscal tool has much attraction, as in when a hedge fund makes a killing in a clever synchronous transaction. Say they see the price of carrot futures lower on the FTSE than the bourse. They buy in London, sell in Paris, make a pile, and Froggy comes off worse. Oh, the markets, they lead us to despair. What with bankers talking bull and the cupboards nearly bare. The markets, each trader's a magician. If his dealings lead to losses, he still gets his commission.
Well, I think that's just about as much as this lot can take in. No, but seriously, tell me honestly, did you understand any of that? I thought not.
Well, that's the point. it. They don't want you to understand it.
But the terrifying thing is, it's now obvious they don't understand it.
Hell, we wrote the song. We don't understand it! So what, I hear you ask, exactly is the reason for the credit crunch?
The fault lies with the banks, whose senior personnel are frankly out to lunch.
Where they'd invent new ways to borrow, so that we would borrow more to keep on spending.
Then they borrowed from each other to facilitate their unsupported lending.
So now the government has bailed them out with money that it simply doesn't have. It's just the same as if they took our bloody taxes and then flushed them down the lav. With the result that we and future generations will be forced to work like coolies. So if you ever meet a banker, it's your duty to divest him of his ghoulies. Oh, the markets, disease with debts like cankers, which leads us to conclude that the bankers are all wankers. The markets, so complex and obscure. It's 'cause no one is accountable, we're all in the manure. Oh, the markets, where the likes of Bernie Madoff have created lots of paupers and caused thousands to be laid off. The markets, where did it all go wrong? It began with subprime mortgages, but that's another song.
Money, money, money must be funny in the rich man's world. Money, 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 always sunny in the rich man's world.